What's going on, guys? Jerry Neutron here, back with a brand new video, and we're actually not going to call this Jerry Neutron build shit anymore. We're going to think of a new name. Let's just call it Build a PC. So in this episode of Build a PC, what I'm going to do is put together a budget X99 build, and this can be for content creation, gaming, pretty much whatever you feel like. This is just a way to build that next level PC for not a lot of money. Recently, the pricing for a lot of X99 parts has gone down, so we're going to take advantage of that and put together a system for around $1,800. Right now, you pretty much have two choices. When you're thinking about spending around that $1,800 to $2,000 mark, you can either go with a high-level Z97 build, a high-end build, or you can go with a budget X99 build. And I'm going to show you guys some of the parts that I picked out here. So starting with the CPU, it's pretty much a no-brainer. The Intel Core i7-5820K. This is a 6-core CPU, 12 threads at 3.3 gigahertz. This thing's pretty much going to be a monster in whatever you need it to do. This would definitely be something that will be helpful for someone that's doing video editing like me. If you're gaming, pretty much an X99 build is in itself overkill. But if you're doing something on the side with that, then it makes sense to go X99. Or if you're just an enthusiast and you want the best thing out there. So haswell-e 5820K, that's what we're going with. To cool it, we are going with the Corsair H100i GTX. God damn it. Alright, and so to cool this piece, we're going to use the Corsair H100i GTX. This is a 240mm all-in-one CPU cooler. The reason I'm going with an all-in-one cooler versus a large heatsink is a lot of those high-end air coolers have compatibility issues as far as fitment, because the first PCI slot on X99 sits so closely to the RAM slots. So we're gonna go the easy way out and just go with a proven all-in-one cooler. Should keep your CPU nice and cool and also give you some good overclocking headroom. And then for the motherboard, we are going to be using the MSI X99A SLI Plus. This is actually sort of a more budget-oriented motherboard, but perfect because we're building a budget system. So in this case, you get quite a bit of things. Most notably, you've got USB 3.1, and that's on the rear I/O. I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and incorporate that into a build. If you're going X99, it makes sense to have the most current stuff. It's also got a turbo M.2 slot. It's got Crossfire and SLI support if you are into that. Plenty of SATA ports. So pretty decent board, and as you can see, you've got plenty of I/O. And then to go with that motherboard, we are going with the Crucial Ballistics Sport 16GB RAM kit. This is at 2400 megahertz, and you get 4 sticks, so you can use the quad channel memory. I know a lot of people are probably going to say, oh, 4 sticks for only 16 gigs. Well, it's not a big deal unless you are running more than, or unless you're going to plan on running more than 32 gigabytes total, since you have 8 DIMM slots total on the motherboard. I think that's a good choice for some budget RAM. It's not bad looking either. It's pretty basic, but it'll get the job done. For storage, we are going with the Samsung 850 EVO. Pretty much you're gonna see these in all of my builds because it's the best bang for the buck SATA-based SSD available right now. And we're going with a 500 gigabyte drive, so plenty of storage for your programs and things like that. So that will get you started there. And then if you need more storage for maybe saving those files, if you're video editing, we are going with a 2 terabyte Seagate Barracuda drive. Again, this is just a pretty basic drive for some extra storage. And then moving along to the GPU. So in this case, I originally had a GTX 980 selected, but the Radeon R9 390X actually performs nearly as good, but it's much cheaper. So you get a much better bang for your buck by going with the R9 390X. So it'll do you well also in rendering. It'll help with that if you're doing GPU-based rendering, which you really should be. It's a lot faster than doing it with your CPU. So I like the R9 390X. It's good for gaming, it's good for video editing, nice bang for the buck there, so that would be my choice. Also, if you go with the Sapphire card, I think it looks pretty nice, and of course they've got that beast cooler on it. And then for the power supply, we are going with the XFX XTR 750 watt 80 plus gold certified power supply. This is a single rail power supply. It is fully modular and 80 plus gold certified. I actually believe these are OEM'd by Seasonic. So I have an 850 watt version, which I don't think is released yet, but it's pretty solid. It's also got a hybrid button, so you can set it to where the fan only spins up after it reaches a certain load. So if you're concerned about noise, it's a good option there. So pretty solid power supply, I think will fit well in this build. And then we're gonna stuff that all into the Fantex Enthoo Pro white PC case. I like Fantex as a brand, I like their cases. The Enthoo Pro is pretty much known as one of the best bang for your buck cases out there. And so that is why I've chosen it. Just to be a little bit different, we're going with the white version, but you can go with whatever color you want. I do have this case personally here, and I do like it a lot. Not my favorite Fantex case, but I think in a build like this, especially a budget one, you're really getting your money's worth going with something like this, because it's got plenty of drive space, plenty of airflow. You've got a shroud for your PSU to keep everything nice and clean looking, lots of front IO, USB ports, so pretty solid case altogether. So that's pretty much what I would be building if I had $1,800 and I was deciding to put together a PC. Even if I didn't need X99, it just kind of makes sense if you can swing the funds. So let me know what you guys think about this build down in the comments below. If you can put together a better system for cheaper, also let me know. Make sure it's quality parts, none of that bargain bin bullshit. And yeah, like this video if you found it helpful or entertaining. Subscribe for more similar content. And also guys, I'm going to be doing an actual real PC build here coming very soon. So make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss that. And until next time, see ya. And at first I was kind of like, I think I'll pass. I've got this super old router, so I really won't be able to do it justice. One fucking moment.